Everybody wants cheap SEO. Cheap SEO doesn't work. Cheap SEO doesn't even exist. With AI, you have a faster turnover.
People think more big things, like what they can improve, and they really forget about like a small things that they can do.
Then AI is like, but what do you do?
People stopping their subscriptions with ChatGPT.
What do you want as a client? Tell me, what do you want? I made the most stupid purchase in my life.
Hi, everyone. If you're an SEO agency or someone who is passionate about SEO and AI, this podcast will be interesting for you. I'm Liana. I'm a marketing strategy lead at Iris. And today I'm joined with Jairo, who is the founder and head of strategy at Organic Hackers and the #1 SEO creator in the Netherlands, according to Favicon. Congratulations for that.
Thank you.
And today we're going to discuss some topic that I'm actually very passionate about and I'm exploring a lot recently. And the topic is how SEO agencies can survive and thrive in the age of AI. It's a very relevant topic, I believe.
Yeah.
And before diving and discussing that together, I just want to say that this episode is hosted by Insert.link. And Insert.link is a platform for simplifying building high-quality backlinks. And what you can do, basically, you can find any relevant articles, opportunities for guest posts, and also listicles for seamless link placements. And at the same time, you can also find topic areas and then find something that is according to your own niche and access more than 45,000 websites, 152 locations, and more than 15 niches. But you need to do that after the podcast because this topic is going to be very interesting for you to listen to. So we can start. And the first question for me is more to get to know you and also our audience to get to know you.
Yeah.
So how did you started your journey and how did you start being interested in SEO world and agency world?
Yeah, thank you very much for the introduction. It's nice to hear from somebody else that you're #1. So about SEO, I think it is pretty much same story as many other people in the industry. Like we didn't actually decided to study a career in SEO. We stumbled upon it. I am a software engineer. I studied computer science. And I think the step from being technical to do SEO is quite thin. There's a lot of technical things involved in SEO. So I was just doing software for different companies and I always had to kind of fix website issues and stuff like that. So that was the first time I was actually getting to fix, the meta, whatever, or the tags or the HTML was broken. Back in the day, which was a long time ago already, the CMS, by default, it was WordPress, but there was still a lot of websites on HTML raw. So I had to fix a lot of those things. So I got to understand a little bit the algorithm, positioning, what Google takes. Back in the day, I think it was always about the keywords that you put in the meta tag keywords. So you tell the robot, these are the keywords that you can rank for. So that was actually the first time that I actually got involved, but I've never been into marketing before I was into marketing. Actually, as a software engineer, when I was put in front of somebody that was doing marketing, my question was, but what do you do? What do you actually deliver? So that was my understanding of marketing. Literally, I had no idea. And then because I was touching always marketing things, helping marketeers to fix stuff, then I got involved into what marketing is. And at some point, I decided to work on my own as a software engineer, but I realized I was in e-commerce. I've pretty much been in e-commerce my entire professional career. So when I wanted to work as a freelancer, as a software engineer or a developer, I realized that these type of companies were not interested in technology. They were interested in selling stuff. We buy stuff somewhere and we put a price tag on it and we just sell it for a profit. So they were not disruptive or they didn't want to break a market. They just wanted to sell more. So then I started helping them improving Google feeds for Google Ads. So all the pricing information, if the product was a sale or not. So there's a lot of rules that you can set in the feed that you send to Google Merchant. And that was the first time that I actually got hands-on direct impact on a business. Because as a software developer, you sometimes have too many layers until you actually do have impact in a business or in an organization. And so because I was improving the Google feed, the products had more visibility, and that resulted in more sales. So I was like, hey, that is the first time I'm being useful.
Valuable.
Yeah. And then from Google Merchant, you go to SEO like very, very easily. E-commerce SEO mostly. So that's in a nutshell what happened and why I'm in SEO.
That's awesome. You know why? Because a lot of SEO specialists that I know, they're not coming from technical background. Okay. And I think the adoption was harder for them. Well, I think because you are coming from technical background, you even had a competitive advantage over them. Because what I see a lot, like friends of mine or my network who went into SEO, they were feeling like they are strong in analytical skills. That's the reason they chose like that angle of marketing. Yeah. While people who were not so analytical, there's a dogma that they went to content writing or they went to do like a more advertising. Yeah. But I think people who were more analytical and felt like that's the strong side of them, they really liked SEO. And I see a bit of a pattern. But of course, that's from my own experience.
Yeah, like I guess it's because my background, most of the SEOs that I've met were technical.
Also technical.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't like until like around 5 years ago that I started getting into actual content marketing.
Okay.
To what is the ICP? What is your buyer persona?
How was the integration to that?
So it was pretty mind blowing. It was like, can you influence people with marketing?
Okay.
Because with technical SEO or with most technical stuff, it's just about having a good technical setup. So the machines take all the information and stuff like that. So it's not really about thinking about somebody else using your website or your content. So when I started getting into writing listicles for my clients, I was like, oh, wow, you don't need to have any technical ability to create a listicle, but still you are able to rank number one. And then from listicles, I went to, so you need to actually help somebody with useful information. So I think, at that moment, I was thinking, everybody that knows this has a competitive advantage against me. So it depends where you are.
Okay, so in the spectrum.
Yeah. So I think technical or like in the end, if you master psychology, regardless if you have a background in technical or not, I think you have a competitive advantage. But if you know more about content or more about coding, depends on where you're sitting. But
It actually smoothly goes to the question I wanted to ask you about AI.
Yeah.
So do you think now, because you're coming from the technical background, again, like the integration of AI into your own services that organic occurs, or even like adopting it into your own processes, work, it's easier for you and you feel, it's more comfortable for you, this area? How do you feel?
You're saying if because I'm having a technical background, if the adoption of AI is easier?
Exactly.
I wouldn't say so.
Okay.
Because the adoption of any technology is more strategic thinking rather than, of course, if you have technical abilities, you can just test whatever, and a connection with an integration or something like that. But everything is given to us right now easily as a product. So you don't actually need to build anything. But having technical ability will help you to, at some point, I would say something maybe is not a popular opinion, but it's sometimes a waste of time.
Okay.
Because you get, sometimes I see like I test an API connection to do an upgrade on the content based on the models, and I put like, right now I'm working in this project for a client. I'm getting all the sources of information to merge it and to ask a model to recreate a product page content that is a lot more optimized. And sometimes I see myself just wasting time.
Okay.
Making extra connection or testing everything else when the actual base for the content structure or why we are improving certain products and not others, or piece of content and not others. That is something that I'm not paying too much attention.
Okay.
So I'll say if you have technical abilities, of course, everything is a bit more close to you to test and to understand. And of course, if you understand how an LLM work, how to code, there's certain frameworks that you build inside your brain when you code that will allow you to understand how an algorithm might work, or how can you optimize so the algorithm picks up your content or your business. So there's some ability that will help you to just be maybe one step ahead, but I don't think it's a huge difference. Because I've met like amazing content marketeers and marketeers that have coded nothing in their entire lives, and there's absolutely zero. And that I look at them and what they do, and I learn from them. So
no, that makes sense.
Yeah,
totally. That makes sense. Talking more about like a global things, how do you see right now the agencies, SEO agencies specifically, are doing in the era of AI, specifically in these last 2 years?
How I see that other agencies are doing? Yeah, I wouldn't know, because I don't know. Well, I don't talk much about it, which I should. But I see that we are kind of like, the title of the topic of this podcast is about how an SEO agency can survive or thrive in the era of AI. I'll say, how can we as people can do that? Just straight, not even niche down into SEO agencies. I see people that are fantastic in the industry that are struggling, that we don't know what path to take. And also there are so many possibilities that we can explore, that again, you will be wasting a lot of time in things that are not going to make any difference. And maybe because there are so many, maybe the only ones that you're trying are the ones that won't serve at all. And the ones that you could be trying, it will make a difference. You don't even get to them because lack of time. So in general, I think we are just trying to just find a space. A couple of colleagues that run agencies as well have niched down into different areas, have restructured their team. They are going down more into different channels, for example. Some colleagues that are more into content, so more content marketing, they are going more towards social media or digital PR.
Okay.
As for myself, for example, I went a bit away from content and niched down into technical SEO. So everybody is just doing what they can with the skills they have, and
figuring out.
And the news. Everybody reads everything every time, and they say, "Oh, I should be doing this." So I think we are all figuring it out and struggling at the same time.
Yeah, together. The most important that.
Yeah.
But I noticed, for example, I saw your website, which is more like a messaging is positioned for SEO for big websites.
Yeah.
While your LinkedIn is more specifically telling that you're helping with ranking on AI engines, let's say. Yeah. Was it a specific decision you made, like to try to experiment on LinkedIn with a different message and website to keep different, or why?
No, that's probably a mistake from my side in my messaging. Okay. You should be stable on all your channels. Yeah. Actually, that's something that you have to optimize to be to have a solid presence in ChatGPT, for example. Because if ChatGPT goes to your LinkedIn and they go to your website and you have totally different taglines or approaches, then AI is like, but what do you do? Yeah. And that's exactly what you made me realize right now that I need to change my website, or I need to change my my LinkedIn. No, but initially, like for example, that was something that I struggled in at the beginning of this year. I had many conversations with big companies, so money was not the issue. Okay. Like companies doing $500 million revenue. Some companies were doing IPOs, and we were in calls with them, and we couldn't get them as clients. And I was like, but you have plenty of money. Why? So in the conversations that we had were like, but with AI, you have a faster turnover, right?
Yes.
Like you can deliver faster. I was like, we could, but at that moment, I was like, we were just doing exactly what we were doing a few months ago. But the client expectations were a lot higher, different. So the first quarter of this year was a bit like confronting in every single call. What do you want as a client? Tell me, what do you want? And they didn't even know what they wanted.
Okay.
So I think I've lost the thread of the initial question.
But this isn't going good.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
But what was the initial question?
The question was about like the messaging, and then you said it like the website, and then
yeah. So coming back to the messaging, back then I was like, oh no, but now Google is not the only platform that you have to be active. ChatGPT and Perplexity, and I need to communicate that to my audience. So then I switched from doing just SEO and 90 days or things like that I used to use before. And I was like, now you need to be visible in all channels. So that was my messaging back then, and I think I kept it.
I see.
But yeah, now we kind of niched down to technical, and I changed it in the
messaging
in the website, but not in my which I have. Thanks.
I will follow to see if there are any changes happening there. But
you will pass me the invoice
yeah,
for advice.
I will do that. But coming back to a nice, interesting topic you brought up about client expectations. So of course the client expectation changed as well because of AI, and how you're trying kind of to handle or lead your clients to make the right decision, and how you do even define what is the right decision, of course, right now. How you navigate through that.
Yeah, is I guess everything about results, which I kind of disagree with. We are selling, and we are responsible for this. We are selling SEO like if it was advertisement. So you turn the budget on, and then things happen, and then you get conversions and stuff like that. But SEO doesn't work like that, and that is a general knowledge that it takes months, it takes time to build up. But I think right now, also with AI just taking away our traffic because people won't need even to click, I think the performance part of SEO doesn't make much sense as it used to be. Because one of the most important metrics that we ever had, which was traffic, and whatever we're doing has an impact. Now it doesn't. At least it doesn't as it used to have. For the record, there are clients that we have that are increasing in traffic, but mostly in the e-commerce niche because it's still transactional. People Google straight, buy. But informational, of course, it just loses relevance and impact in the business. So now we need to be able to communicate that it is not only about performance right away that you can measure, track. It is about or you do it or you don't. And the best way to kind of start seeing if there is effects for your business is to do it. Like we cannot, I get a lot of requests from leads that, can you do a forecast, or we want to have the certainty that if we invest, it will return something to us. That's the wrong mindset. You cannot know before you start doing something. You have completed successful test that if it is good for you. So because we have this mindset of SEO's performance, SEO returns to the business, great, that is true. But don't measure or don't make a decision based on just that. Or you do it or you don't. If you don't do it, everybody else will do it. So if you don't, you will be missing. And for the record, it doesn't get any cheaper. Or easier. Like people are still like hesitant, but you do it now, you catch the first wave. And that is when most successful businesses happen, when they catch the first wave. There's no second Google. It's Bing. But Google picked it up like the first wave, I guess. So that is what we are doing. We're trying to just communicate that there are things that need to be done and you cannot skip it. And that is the best way to kind of test whether it's good for your performance or not.
So I'm working in enterprise field, and we see like the same pattern there. MIT recently like released a study that showed like there are so many AI pilots failing. Like I think the percentage like was more than 80%. And I think the issue here in the market is there is no like a trust towards AI. And one of the things that is occurring is that the messaging for specific tools are putting the expectations are so high that whenever people actually users are trying them are not kind of meeting these expectations. And that also comes, I think, a lot that right now, even our clients want practical use cases, like that you have actually done this AI project or this AI workflow in specific company that I can trust you and we can work this out. But a lot of times the issue, and I think there is a similarity and alignment in SEO world, is that people just try quickly to make results without going deep and trying to understand their foundations. Because a lot of times data quality is one of the issues why the AI pilots fail. And at the same time, in SEO world, the quality of your content is matters. And some people just want to rush things. And I think a lot of times you just need to go back foundations. And of course, the thing you mentioned about technical SEO, where you need just to fix things. Most of the time.
That is 100% the same case in, I guess, in many different industries. But sometimes there are cases where the company wants to grow, but what we have to do is to fix. And the fixing doesn't return absolutely anything in the short or even mid long term. Because sometimes you come with big websites, larger websites, and everything is so broken, it's so difficult. Also, the bigger the website or the bigger the business, the more layers of decision making, and the longer it takes to kind of just change the button. So yeah, sometimes or you fix it or you cannot even think about growing. So yeah.
But going to more maybe positive area of AI, I guess you're running a lot of experiments at your agency. And are there some things you found that are working actually with AI rankings? And what things you can share with the audience might be interesting for them. Because right now what I see, and actually I made a post about AO, which is answer engine optimization, while other people call it different. Like there's a GEO, generated engine optimization, and different terminologies. But I made a post. I really didn't expect that will blow. Like I got more than 100,000 impressions on that. And I was just exploring that on LinkedIn. So I made the post.
Was a picture of yours?
It was a picture of mine. Desk. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You checked that.
It went well. No, I remember it.
You remember? Okay.
So it went well.
So it was crazy because I didn't know back then that it's like a hot topic. So I just started reading.
You didn't even know?
No, I was trying to.
I'm making all my efforts to do viral posts and you don't even know you make a viral post.
No, I really know. Okay. So I was reading like Ahrefs and they were making these comparisons and I was like, oh, super interesting topic because I have a technical background and I know SEO. So I was like, oh, this is something I want to dive deeper into. But anyway, so I started experimenting and I wrote down like some things I think it works, like after 3 months of experimentations and reading. And then a lot of people starting posting comments like negative. Like you don't know what you're talking. It's all you mentioned are related to SEO. But I didn't even mention that this is not SEO. I just mentioned that it also influences AI engines and LLM models. So that was because of that contradiction, I think that post got a lot of impressions because a lot of SEO specialists just came to me.
You posted a very hot topic at a very hot moment.
Exactly. So I was in the right time at the right place, you know. But I just want to know what you think about all these AEO talks.
I think there are so many things.
Yeah.
I got something similar. So I was just posting stuff about, we post usually about SEO being dead because...
so you are one of these people.
But I posted just to piss off people and it works. But then I usually, if I post that, I usually change the narrative to the opposite opinion. SEO is dead, but in the end, it is absolutely not.
That's what the algorithm loves, by the way.
Yeah, it's just getting us to fight is what I guess those algorithms. Well, we like to argue. We like to make our point clear. Yeah. And when I don't argue with your statement, then the first thing I'm going to do is just put a comment. And many people commented on my post is also like very negative and what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, but do you read my post? My post is actually that. So the hook is SEO is dead, and the rest is telling you that SEO is not dead at all. But you know how it works.
Yeah,
how our brains work.
Of course.
We just get hooked, and that is pure manipulation of our own brains that we do against each other. So what I think about that. I think it's a very interesting moment. We have very opinionated sites from, at least I'm in the industry, so I know very relevant figures. Some of them say one thing, some others say it is exactly what it was. And that's how it works. Whenever there's change, there's hesitation that it will work. I had it myself. I was like, but wait a second, I have my clients also ranking already in ChatGPT, so there's no difference here. But there is. People use the tools differently. There's a different market. So I think it's just embracing, and how you want to call it is totally your decision. What I think is very toxic is that if you're going to turn down somebody else's decision on, I want to call it like this or I want to call it like that. But in the end, what you want to do is just to help somebody to thrive within AI engines.
Yeah.
I think I always lose the thread of your initial ask.
Okay.
What was the question?
No, the question was like experimentations in AI. Like what experiments did you do?
I really like what you mentioned before about the data entry to the AI experiments is mostly where it fails. So I'm testing a lot that with e-commerce. In e-commerce, you have a fantastic source of user-generated content that you can reuse for your own content. So reviews of products, keywords that the product is already ranking. Just those two are helping me to integrate with reviews and current keywords. I can just join those two and know what has to be included in the page for the product. Things that people want and they don't have. So frustrations. I usually like negative reviews for my clients because a good review is excellent, fantastic. Yeah. They don't tell you anything. But a negative review, Jesus, there are pieces like the Constitution.
Human brain.
Yeah. But that's fantastic content. Like you want that, and maybe it helps you first to improve your product, and second to address those concerns in the content. Yeah. Even if you cannot solve, like for example, if you're searching for a free trial and you don't offer free trials, you can address that by offering something different, cheapest plan in the industry, things like that. So it helps us a lot to elaborate on what is the what people want. So I think that is one of the use cases that I find most successful because it's unique content. It is constantly being renewed because reviews of customers, you actually have to have a very good strategy for getting reviews because they get changed and so you get reviews every day. So you get new content every day that you can just use it to re-explore what to include in your content. That I think is the most successful case that I've been able to implement, and that works. And then for the rest, we tried a lot of writing and data analysis, and it didn't succeed. Data analysis was very difficult to get a bunch of data to the LLM and tell us, what do we do? Or tell us the strategy. It doesn't work.
Are there any tools that you would recommend people, at least, who are interested in AEO to start with?
Yeah, you see that is where we waste time. Like I usually connect directly with APIs and run tests directly with code. So things that let me think. So just apart from the usual suspects in terms of SEO, tools for any specific task?
Mostly, like for example, understanding in which queries, in which prompts your brand is being mentioned, and how to kind of optimize and track that ranking.
Yeah.
Are there any special tools for that?
Yeah. So I've been using recently, actually, for pitches, for intake calls. There's a tool called LLM Pulse.
Okay.
I know the founders, and they recently launched an AI search visibility check for free, and it's hella useful. It tells you, it tells you for free. It tells you maybe they're basics, but sometimes you don't think about those.
Yeah.
So that one is one that I surprisingly I'm using more often than I thought. And other tools, there are many in this branch. It's crazy the amount of LLM tracking tools there are. But that one is the one that I'm using lately, and that's it. There's so many.
Yeah, you're right. Also, people think more big things, like what they can improve, and they really forget about like a small things that they can do, and it might make even a big impact.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I see myself, why didn't I think about that?
Yeah, right?
Super basic. Like to get out, open the door. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, how can I make a hole inside? And
by the way, Insert.link actually provides service as well for like a brand visibility increase with LLMs.
Do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they must have included recently.
I know that they have, but I don't know when they actually included that.
Because I tried it a while ago, and or I missed it, or they didn't have it yet.
Okay, you need to ask the team to show you.
Okay.
But so going more towards the future of agencies, SEO agencies, like what things are you right now doing to make sure that next year, for example, the strategy is going to be helpful for you, your own strategy, and it will help you kind of to grow your SEO agency more?
So we are exploring actually different business models.
Okay.
Agency in the end is service-based model. You charge a fee for a service that you provide. We are looking to info products, community, newsletter, anything that kind of helps us to scale. There's no question that as a business you need to be visible, you need to be scalable, all of those things. I think relying your business to be only a service-based business is very, very challenging. There's no way that you get out of the rabbit hole, I guess. At least I didn't find myself a method for that. So we're looking to change the business model itself. As an agency, we're not changing, like the usual thing that you should do is you add more services, more people, and you just provide a broader scope for your clients. So I see many agencies that do not only SEO, they do social media, they do pay-per-click, they do web design. For me, that's very difficult. As an agency owner, I want to keep it simple and small, and hiring people is extremely complex. At least I'm really bad at it.
Okay.
And every founder that I know, like being good at hiring probably is the key difference for you to actually grow. But that's one of the most difficult skills I guess there is. Okay. Finding people, making your business appealing to others. That is crazy difficult.
Did you try AI tools that supports like a hiring?
No, I haven't.
No? Okay.
No. I didn't even reach the level of trying to optimize my hiring process because I suck at it. I'm really bad. Yeah.
Because I know there are some tools that even tell like prediction of this person's personality, how they will fit to your company culture. So not only checking like hard skills, but also soft skills.
Yeah.
So that things. But that's for the next session. That's not gonna. What are your predictions for 2026? Like, are there some things you're sure might happen in both agency world and you can even say like a general AI world? What's your opinion on that?
In general, in SEO, and AI, I'll say that there will be a lot of developments on in-chat or on-chat functionalities. I don't know what will be the right way to say it. Basically, what we have is, I don't know about you, but I spend, I guess, around 6 hours with Gemini open.
Okay.
Many people ChatGPT, right? I'm paying anyways Google for work.
Gemini is recently doing better.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's crazy good. The API works.
I like
wonders.
Claude actually. I use Claude / Gemini.
Yeah.
I stopped using ChatGPT already for like.
I've seen that quite a lot.
I saw like a new trend on LinkedIn, people stopping their subscriptions with ChatGPT and then posting that like publicly. I'm like, okay, it hurts the feeling. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I think I stopped just because I didn't want to pay too many subscriptions. So I have Google for Work for my business, and they included Gemini. So that's when you see the power of Google.
Exactly.
They have entire district. They have billions of users already.
Yeah.
They can launch ChatGPT competitor and integrate, and that's what they did with me.
Yeah.
Now I have 3 Geminis running.
But also, I use their VEO, for video creation, and they have AI Studio specifically for different things. Right now, even they have like presentation generator. So because our company is also working with Google Workspace, I love it.
Yeah,
it's feels quite natural.
Yeah.
And I think the problem that I see now that there's so many new AI tools, right, coming up in the market like every week, and a lot of people feel overwhelmed. I think at the end of the day, some users are just going to go back to these package solutions like Google, right? Then they will use for the presentation generation, for charts even. You can analyze like Excel with Gemini, I think.
Yeah.
And have conversations with your own data there.
Yeah.
But I like also trying like different tools like Gamma for presentations. It's quite nice. But yeah.
So that's why Google is so good. They have been really good at doing that. Like I remember back in the day, a colleague of mine was like, I surrendered to Google. I have everything in Google.
I had a cab from Google.
I have my email. I have my photos. And he was like, you know what? My picture, because he was a aficionado photographer. And I was like, they can sort it by color, by theme, and I don't need to do anything. I was like, now they can do it with.
I had an instructor at the university. He was my data analysis teacher. So he said the only company that I will give my data is Google. And from that moment, I just remembered that phrase always from now.
But we do like that. That is for a while we thought that OpenAI or ChatGPT was taking over or was winning the AI race. But Google has such a huge power in terms of distribution. Like they can just deploy a product and all of a sudden have 100 million users. Yeah. Nobody can do that. Not even Apple. But yeah.
But coming back a bit to the SEO and agency topic again. So right now, do you see like a shift that founders who are leading SEO agencies are doing, like in terms of like the strategy, or for example, they just stop having SEO agencies?
I've seen a few of them that have they shrinked.
Okay.
So they became smaller. Some of them went from having agencies to be solo freelancer, or high level consultant. And I see it myself, like my goal was always to kind of grow the team. Eventually, headcount is very important in the agency or service world, especially to win bigger clients. But now I totally switched. I was like, I want to be as efficient as possible, do the job that I would need 5 people. So that pushes me to optimize, and I think that comes to a more deeper conversation, which is how we're gonna survive as a species if we cannot work, if we cannot like the amount of people that is needed now to do a job has decreased substantially because of automation and things like that. And in general, is well known that having a job will be quite challenging because of the technical developments. At least that's what everybody says. I'm not an expert on that, and I really don't really understand that very much. But that has been kind of a way that I've seen some founders, especially agency founders, to cope with that, just to be more efficient, to be able to capitalize more on less people. And others that I follow and I look up to are super technical. So they are like really obsessed with how everything works, and they share and they tell everybody how it works. And everything comes down to how that knowledge will impact their clients.
Yeah.
So some people narrowing down very much into the technology itself, but I don't know what is the direct benefits to their business or to the clients. Of course, you can earn a lot more exposure, but in the end, if you know exactly how ChatGPT works from the very core, and then you end up writing an article that lists 10 best whatever for your industry, you didn't actually need to know that much about ChatGPT. So yeah, and then some others are just going towards different areas of services. I would like myself to go more towards SEO and social media.
Okay.
But I'm not a social media specialist. I can create content for my own LinkedIn, but I don't know how to productize that and deliver as a service. But I think it's a no-brainer. You build audience with social media, you build reputation, authority, and then whenever you want to rank something, you already have proof for Google to rank you anywhere else.
There's a nice book on that topic. It's Seth Godin's book called Tribe.
Oh.
It's basically how you can create your own community, and then through the community, kind of you lead your value, and then you bring that value to your community. Super nice book. I would recommend.
What is
Tribe, Seth Godin. One thing it's interesting for me is the people that I see are thriving in AI are more professionals that have like this title generalists, like marketing generalist, 3D generalist. So those are the people who didn't specialize in one field, but they chose like to kind of know, like this, say, content, advertising, SEO, and they actually love AI.
Yeah.
At least that's the pattern that I see. And then those people know like different roles of different departments, such as the SEO team, what they will do. And then that makes them easy kind of to lead this AI optimization and automation. That's something actually I'm doing in my current company as well. So I worked at TenWeb, which was actually a company that first introduced AI-powered website builders in the market. And back then, I was working in a team of 12 marketing specialists. And we had like 2 content writers, SEO specialists, advertising. And there was a role, and there was a need for everyone in the team. Right now, I'm working with just 2 people in the team. And I see that we can do special things, for example, with N8N or Make.com, some use case automations that can help us kind of to lead these automations for specific value. And then there is no need to have like a bigger marketing team in general. And the same, I think, is for like SEO agency. But do you see that the budgets in SEO agency, like in SEO world, are shrinking and they're becoming kind of part of the marketing budget more?
I'm really bad at that because we are raising our prices.
Okay.
So basically, we're working a lot on our positioning.
Yeah.
So we work with companies that need what we do. Because if they don't, they die. So that is the most important factor for us to work with a company.
Yeah.
If your business depends on SEO, we can help you. Then you don't have like a budget constraints, because if you constrain that, you eventually will run out of business. So it's very difficult for me to compare it because we are changing our positioning to get more a higher end market, even though we are still working on it. What I see is that it is more difficult to justify the investment because there are many KPIs that are just wiped out. And the main one, some people might like it or not, is traffic.
Yeah.
Like that is eventually our own measurement of success. Transactions, conversions, you have fantastic, say what you want. Traffic is the initial point for us to show, hey, you're investing this amount of money. This is the value in terms of traffic that you're getting. Now that that doesn't exist anymore as it used to be. So now it's more difficult for the CMO or for the financial or for the CEO say, okay, so how do we justify this?
Yeah.
Now he has to kind of have a more deeper conversation about business model and stuff like that. So I think that conversation that we used to skip in the past is more present these days. I run many cases in which traffic was fundamental for the client to keep doing what we were doing. And now it is there's no such a thing anymore. So the mindset has switched, but I cannot tell you whether in general budgets are shrinking. It will be surprising to me if that is happening, because now is when you should be investing the most again, because you won't get any cheaper. And if you craft your stuff in visibility in search engines or LLMs, if you do it now, it will be easier probably in 5 years. If you wait, it will just be more expensive.
You mentioned cheap, and I remembered I saw your last post that you made some purchase of cheap SEO domain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how is it's kind of connected? What's the strategy behind that?
Yeah, you see, so that's a proof.
Yeah.
So I didn't buy that domain.
Yeah, you didn't.
The hook was only I made the most stupid purchase in my life, but at any moment I say that I purchased it.
Okay, I see.
Actually,
so that's the mind trick that you are playing.
Yeah. So what my point was this. My point is like everybody wants cheap SEO. Cheap SEO doesn't work. Cheap SEO doesn't even exist. If you want cheap SEO, do SEO right now.
I see.
And invest as much as you can, because later it will be just more expensive. So the best way to do cheap SEO is today. But I actually bought expensiveseo.com.
So I thought you will do this strategy. You will buy like a cheap SEO, and the whole messaging of that website will be there is no cheap SEO, and then kind of go to that. So that was like a thing I was predicting.
Okay. No, but I mean that domain is 32K. Like business is going fine, but I'm not going to invest 32K in a domain now. No.
But someone can steal my idea, by the way.
I was actually thinking the opposite. I bought a expensive SEO domain, and I was like, if you want good SEO, it has to be expensive.
Sure, and that's also good. That's also good. But coming back kind of to the final of the podcast, more like a final wisdom that you will give. What advice will you give to not only SEO specialists, but also marketing specialists in general? Right now, what skills they need to kind of invest in? What will be more beneficial for them in the coming years?
Yeah, that is a tough one, because what works for me maybe doesn't work for anybody. Or maybe it doesn't work for somebody else. So I'm a bit hesitant to give that advice. But anyways, what I'm doing and what I think is very important is to diversify your business model. Even if you are a one person team, or if you have a team of 50 or 100, I think it's fundamental that you find different ways to monetize or capitalize on your own knowledge. And I think it's fundamental that you don't skip on proper distribution of what you do. Like if you do something, just be super annoying, being every single social media platform, tell your story, be as present, as visible as possible. Because that is what actually compounds for success. Everybody will see you more often. They see you more often. They will kind of think of you more often as well. So I think I'm not good at business anyways, but I see that people that are successful in business, that are really successful business people, especially in the marketing and content marketing, are present everywhere. Like I see them, this is like tiring, but I cannot forget about them now.
Yeah.
So the first thing or the first person you think about is that one that you saw every freaking time.
There is this theory of familiarity. So when you see someone more often, familiarity makes him or her like more likable.
Yeah.
Because you kind of have this connection with them. So I receive a lot of messages actually that, oh, you're appearing on my feed so often, and I started liking you more and more. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's,
But
I
it
think,
works
again,
like that.
Yeah, I think again, like a human brain and how it functions, it's again going to help like a marketeers even during the AI age, kind of to find the tricks and tactics.
Actually, the podcasts, I find them the most unbalanced relationships.
Okay.
Because I listen to a lot of podcasts every single week. I learn from these people for years. So I feel them so close, like if they were my friends.
Yeah.
And they don't know me.
Yeah.
That's the most unbalanced relationship ever created. But that's how it works. Like if I ever going to do something related with what they do, or they're actually pushing me to do things like they do. So you need to do that. Like you need to be as present as possible. And right now, doesn't make a lot of sense to start a business. Makes a lot of without any audience. Makes a lot of sense to start an audience and then build a business around it. Because I think that's the most difficult thing nowadays.
People who are thinking actually now to start SEO agencies, what advice will you give to them?
Just master social media.
Okay.
I don't. It was funny because I've lost a couple of leads because they told me that I don't do SEO.
Okay.
For my own website, which is the worst.
There is
approach.
like a phrase. There is a phrase like "do what you preach."
Yeah.
I think maybe some people think like that way.
No, but that is totally understandable.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is that they think that I'm not doing SEO.
I see.
Being in a podcast is doing SEO.
Yeah.
Being on YouTube is doing SEO. Posting on social media, LinkedIn, and being number one creator in the Netherlands.
Congratulations for that.
Thank you. That is doing SEO.
Yeah.
Now, when my own authority, whenever I post something, trust me that the algorithm will pick it up pretty easily.
Yeah.
So I had a couple of times people telling me that, and was like, and I asked them, can you share the agency that you found more relevant? And they show me, they are doing blogs. And I was like, fantastic. That is not only SEO.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything around it. And whenever I post something, eventually we'll pick it up.
Yeah.
So
no, but you're doing great. For example, I really like your social presence, your personal branding. And I actually checked, I think you have another founder, right? 2 founders in the company. Yeah. Also, he has quite a nice presence.
So we both we are now our main core conversations are how we grow this newsletter, more posts, how to systematize. Because one of the problems is challenging for any founder looking at this podcast or listening to this podcast. There's a disadvantage if you are not providing services that you do regularly on a daily basis. With this, I mean, I'm posting every time. I invest a lot of time and money into my LinkedIn, but I don't earn any money back with that knowledge.
I see.
So, but on the other side, there's LinkedIn coaches or LinkedIn experts that are showing you how to grow your LinkedIn while they grow their LinkedIn. So it's 100% use of their time. As me, I'm investing a lot of time on LinkedIn, but I'm not teaching anybody to grow on LinkedIn.
Yeah, also the coaches have teams. Let's not forget about that.
But all the investment of the team, everything goes down. So it's a very good snowball effect. So we need to consider that as well. So that's why I wanted to go more into social media services type of thing, because I want to use my knowledge that I built so far to return something to the business. But we need to be very, very conscious about the fact that 40% of my entire time I'm working on my social media, on my acquisition plans, and 60% of my clients. And I think next year will be 50. And at some point it will be a lot more just on acquisition and content because then the clients that I get will be so high level that I can balance that back.
Do you also do the cold outreaches for lead generation?
We were thinking about doing that,
Mm-hmm.
but then we are more we don't know anything about it. So we so from 0 to 1 is a lot more difficult than from 10 to 100. So if we know already a bit of inbound, let's master inbound. Let's see how that goes.
Mm-hmm.
And then at some point go to outreach, because outreach I don't like it. As a user, I don't like outreach, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know it. So there's a barrier of entry and the time is very limited. So we'd rather improve something that we have already instead of starting something new, but that is a total personal decision. There's no outreach works.
Yeah. But I have for you the last question, I think, for the day.
Yeah.
And it's more connected to right now. I know, like, you kind of you are the head of strategy also for Organic Hackers. So you're kind of putting down and preparing for 2026. If you would give advice to our audience, like 3 things to pay attention for their strategy of 2026 for the SEO, what that will be, if you can mention 3.
So 2 options. So things to pay attention in SEO in general.
Okay.
Or I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
What do you want me to focus on?
No.
Things in general about the SEO and how it will evolve?
Yeah.
Or what to do as an SEO agency?
Let me formulate back the question more like in general, because it will be interesting for if people just want to do SEO in their company.
Oh, okay.
You know? And maybe potential leads you can say connect with me.
Yeah.
Okay. But so I have for you the last question, and it's more general related to SEO.
Yeah.
So people and professionals who are currently working for their strategies for 2026, what 3 advice kind of points would you suggest them to pay attention when they are putting their strategy?
I think it repeats a little bit what I said about if you're a business owner, SEO agency business owner, what you should do is to not take your eyes off a good LinkedIn strategy or good Instagram strategy. You know that LinkedIn serves as a trust algorithm for Google. So if you're trustworthy in one platform, Google doesn't need to guess. So if you're going viral on different platforms, it means that you're valuable. You have content that is valuable. So whenever you post on your own website, that will kind of balance at the same level, because Google doesn't have to guess. Google is like, okay, this person or this company are like killing it. Whatever they're posting about, whatever they know, is valuable by default. That is site reputation abuse, kind of what they call it. There are many big websites and that exist, and that has been happening for a long time. But now I think, so websites that have a big name, whenever they post something, they get ranked number 1 because they have a big name. But that happens in our brain. That is not Google only doing it. We believe somebody because we have seen that person. So that is switching from just general site reputation to be more omni-channel. So social media, don't forget about social media. Just master that platform and SEO will be a lot easier. Another one will be master technical connections with, for example, platforms like Shopify. For e-commerce, that's my best area. So Shopify, for example, has a storefront. So Shopify has over 1 million vendors, over 1 million merchants. That is 1 million businesses offering products that people want to buy. So now, I guess Shopify has the biggest database of products in the world that they own. And that is a search engine. So at some point, understanding those platforms, it could be Spotify, it could be Shopify. Funny that they have similar name. But master or Amazon. So there are platforms that are already a search engine in themselves. So those platforms, I think they will start connecting easily with ChatGPT or Perplexity. So you don't have to go to the website of the vendor anymore. You can just purchase right away there.
Discussions already started, I think, this year.
Yes, Shopify has already an MCP available for anybody to connect with, which is crazy because they have a field which is when you send a request to the Shopify server or MCP, it's query, so it's keyword, and there's another one that is context. So imagine giving a full context that ChatGPT knows about you, and then it goes to find you the product you want, and it gives you the product you want because the context is like this size. So that one is the second one. Be really like mindful of potential connections in e-commerce. And the other one, I think I'm coming back to the points that I made before. Just invest now. Really, like, even if you mess it up, it will be a lot cheaper than if you don't do it. Because you will learn something in between and you are a step ahead. So that.
I love that. I'm going to take note for me as well, awesome. Actually. But thank you so much for this discussion. I actually enjoyed it very much. And I hope that all the things that you mentioned, it will be also integrated in your agency and your agency will thrive in the age of AI, as was the title of today.
Next year, same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
We will review all of this conversation.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Actually, I'm going to follow your LinkedIn and then let's see how the messaging changes.
Next year, absolutely nothing became what I said. But
I think the beauty of AI, what I like, is so changing quite fast and you don't know even. For example, all the things you mentioned today, right? After 6 months, you might have a different opinion.
It happened already this year. Like
it only happened, right? You were like,
I was listening to me or thinking about myself, thinking other things like, that's totally wrong. That's how it is.
Yeah, but thank you for listening us. And also, if you want to actually try Insert.link platform, in the description you will find the promo code that you can use. And just wishing you a lovely day and stay curious.